Hey guys, it's Archon. So I've been live streaming for about a year now, and in that year I've streamed almost every day, about 6 to 8 hours a day. I feel like I've learned a lot about live streaming, and I just wanted to share with you guys my experiences and my opinions. And now these are not going to be reflective of every streamer out there, it's just my experiences and opinions. I was actually a little apprehensive to make this video because I know there's a lot of opinions about streaming out there, but a lot of people had asked me my advice, and so I thought a video would be a good way to share that. Now, if you're just a gamer who decided you want to start streaming casually and you're not really concerned about getting viewers or making money, you just want to have a camera on while you're playing so other people can watch you, this video is not for you. Feel free to enjoy it, but really this video is for the person who wants to start streaming seriously, who really wants to grow a community and maybe even make a living off of it and is really concerned with growing their channel and being successful. First of all, typically getting started on Twitch is harder than most people think. Just getting those first 20 viewers to find your channel and start watching you can take a lot of time and it can be a lot of work. Now, there are some exceptions, of course. There are people who have big followings on YouTube or other sites, and those followings are interested in watching them stream. Those people are going to have it a bit easier. Some people are also just really amazing at one thing that people want to watch them do. Maybe they're the best in the world at the game they play, or they're exceptionally charismatic or entertaining. Those people obviously are going to have it easier too. But for the vast majority of people getting started in streaming, you're going to have to be really dedicated and you have to be willing to put some work and some time into getting your stream up and running. Now, typically, whenever I tell people that, they like to throw the Kripparrian example at me. They go, "No, Archon, you don't have to work hard at all. Look at Kripparrian. All you have to do is turn on a camera while you're playing video games. Don't worry about what other people think. Just do whatever you want. Don't read chat, and you're going to get like 3,000 viewers." Well, let me tell you, Kripparrian is not the rule. He's the exception. Okay, Kripparrian had a big following on YouTube before he started streaming, and I would argue he's one of the best in the world at min-maxing games. He's really good at figuring out games. There are dozens of factors that go into anyone's stream becoming successful, but I can almost guarantee you, if you just start streaming while you're playing your video games normally, you're not going to get 3,000 viewers. You'd be lucky to get 3 viewers. So just make sure you're really willing to commit to this and do whatever it takes to make it work. The second thing is, don't do it for the money. I've actually gotten messages from people saying, "Hey, I think I'm going to start streaming casually, but I'm just going to keep enough money to live off of, and the rest of the money I'm going to give to charity." There's not as much money in streaming as people think. Now, some people think there's a lot of money in streaming. I think it's mostly because there are a small group of streamers who do make good money. However, when you look at all the streamers out there, it's probably less than 1% that are making any money, and probably less than 1% of those that are making good money, like more than enough money to live off of. Now you might be thinking, "Archon, I watch lots of streamers and way more than 1% of them are making money." But just keep in mind, the vast majority of streamers are going unnoticed. They have very low view counts, they're not streaming as much as the bigger streamers, so just because the streamers you're watching are making money doesn't mean that that's the norm. Now there's a couple different ways that streamers make money, but let's take ads for example. People think that there's a lot more money in ads than there really is. To be honest, you'd be lucky to get 1 penny from 5 viewers watching a commercial. Typically, it's about 1,000 viewers watching a commercial to get $1. And that has a lot to do with the fact that there's not much money in advertising and that a lot of people use ad block. So if you're looking for a way to make some easy money, streaming's not it. There are a few ways you can make money. Streaming, though, is going to be a lot of work for every dollar you get, and it's going to be a while before you start making any money if you do at all. So if you want to get into it to make a living off of it, make sure you have some money saved up first. I would say at least 6 months to a year worth of income saved up. Personally, after streaming for about a year, I make $1,000 a month on a good month, and that's from advertising, subscriptions, and donations all combined. Now, as far as growing your channel and becoming popular goes, there's a lot of misconceptions about growing a live stream. One of the big misconceptions streamers have when they're starting out is that their viewer count is going to steadily increase. Just keep steadily increasing over time. This usually happens because when you first start to get viewers, maybe you have 20 viewers, the next day you have 25, the next day you have 30, the next day you have 35, and you start thinking, "Wow, I'm getting 5 more viewers every day. Let me just do the math over the next year. Oh my god, I'm going to be huge. This is awesome." And this is not really how it works. It's not really a steady increase. The increase of viewer counts come more in spurts. One reason there's not a steady increase is because you're always gaining viewers, but you're also always losing viewers. This doesn't mean that people are deciding they don't like you anymore necessarily, but people stop watching Twitch, or they get busy, or they find other streams. The more viewers you have, the more viewers you have to lose. So while you're always gaining new ones, you're always losing some, and typically you'll find a place where you kind of level out until you find some way to get to the next step. There are really only three factors that determine how fast your channel grows: how many people find your channel, how long they stay on your channel, and how often they return to your channel. How many people find your channel is really all about exposure, and I think it's important to point out that Twitch's system really sucks for new streamers. Unlike YouTube, there's no rating system, there's no priority for new streamers. Unless you already have a lot of viewers, your stream just doesn't show up, which makes it even harder to get started as a new streamer, unfortunately. And then on top of that, people naturally gravitate to the streams with the most viewers. If you're going to go watch a stream of your favorite game and you don't know any of the streamers, typically you're going to go to one of the top 3 streamers because you assume if they have a lot of viewers, it must be a good stream. Although there are typically many good streams with less viewer counts, they just don't get as much attention. Now, when trying to get exposure, I think there's a wrong way to do it and a right way to do it. The wrong way to do it is to go spamming everyone's inboxes and Twitch chats, asking them to promote you and saying, hey, I'll link to you if you link to me, and tell everyone about my stream. That's really annoying, and you're going to get a bad reputation really quickly. I think the right way to promote yourself is to go to any of the communities around the game you're playing or around video games in general. Go to Reddit, on Twitch live streams, on any forums about your game. Just be an active member of the community, get well known, but don't promote yourself there. That's not where you promote yourself. Promote yourself on your own pages. Make a YouTube channel, make a Twitter, a Facebook, and then you can promote yourself as much as you want there. You can have more content that's not on Twitch, link them together, and then you have multiple sources where people can find you. Which game or games you choose to stream also has a big impact on your exposure. Keep in mind there should already be a community around the game or games you're starting to stream, because you're probably not going to form the community yourself when you're just getting started. Now, if you're just going to play one game, you might notice that Twitch only has about 1 or 2 dozen games that get viewers at all. If you stream a game other than those, there just isn't a group of people ready to watch you yet. You have to tap into a community that already exists. If you stream a game that has too many viewers, you're going to get drowned out, but if you stream a game that has not enough, then no one's going to find you. If you choose to stream multiple games, just make sure there's a community around that group of games. It's really hard to get started out as a variety streamer, and as you might notice, there's only a handful of really popular variety streamers out there. Also, when you're first getting started out, your title is really important. Once you're the top streamer for whatever game you're playing, your title doesn't matter so much. People will go to you just because you're one of the top streamers. However, when you're first getting started out, you have to differentiate yourself and stand out in some way, and your title is the easiest way to do that. I can't tell you exactly what your title should be. You'll just have to play around with it and see what works best. But typically try to isolate the most exciting thing about your stream at that moment and get people's attention so they just have to click it. Just like, oh, I got to see what's going on here. But make sure you're not misleading. People will hate that. The next factor is how long do viewers stay on your channel. Now keep in mind, just because you stream for 4 hours and your viewer count says 14 viewers, that doesn't mean you had 14 people watching you for 4 hours. You may very well have had 50 people watching you, and maybe only 4 of them were there for the entire 4 hours. The rest of the time, people were just coming in and out of your channel, checking it out, and then leaving. Typically, new viewers coming by your channel, they're just stopping by. They're just looking for new streams, especially when you're first getting started out, and they might only stay 30 seconds before they decide if they want to go look for a new channel. So you want to make sure your stream's entertaining, and don't worry about it too much at first. I know it's a lot of pressure to put on yourself, but typically if someone comes by your channel and nothing exciting happens for 30 seconds and you're not having any kind of discussion, they're going to click away and find another stream. So one thing you can get in the habit of is thinking out loud. I know it sounds kind of dumb, but just having discourse always going on the channel is good, and before you have a lot of chat, it's hard to keep that conversation going. So if you can just think out loud, it always gives some kind of conversation to the stream, and it'll hook those new viewers in a little bit better. Also, make sure you're always enjoying yourself and having a good time. Now that might sound really easy because you're just playing video games, but there's a lot of things about streaming that can really bring you down or put you in a bad mood, and that really brings down the mood of the whole channel. And the worst thing you could do is be a jerk to the people watching you. That's the fastest way to lose viewers. Now I know there are some exceptions. There are some streamers who almost get viewers because they're a jerk. But again, that's the exception, and I don't think you want to be that guy anyways. One thing most viewers really appreciate is if you read chat, and the better you read chat, the more the viewers like it. Now there are some exceptions. Some streams just don't warrant reading chat. Maybe you have to be really focused on what you're doing and you can't look over, or you're putting on more of a show and it's not as interactive. But for the most part, it's better if you're reading chat, and the more you read chat, the better. Of course, along with reading chat comes trolls. The people who are typing things just to get you mad. The easiest way to deal with trolls, as most people know by now, is just to ignore them. As they say, don't feed the trolls. Every once in a while you can troll the troll and they'll run away crying, but it's very risky. And if you fail at trolling the troll, you just got trolled. So best thing you can do, ignore them. Let your moderators know to ignore them. If they get too disruptive, you can ban them, but you don't have to say anything. Just quietly get them out of there. That's really what they're trying to do, is get a reaction from you. Another thing you can do to increase the quality of your stream is watching your own VODs. After you finish streaming, it'll automatically make a video of the stream. Watch those. Because what you think your stream looks like and what it actually looks like are usually very different, especially when you first start streaming. Now, you don't have to watch the whole VOD, especially if you're streaming for a long period of time, but at least just look through it. Get an idea, watch at least a 15-minute section and see what your viewers are seeing. Usually that'll open your eyes really quickly to know, oh, okay, I didn't realize how boring it was when I was just doing this, or how annoying I sound when I'm talking about this. It might make you a little self-conscious, but it'll really help you improve your stream. And then on that same note, watch other streams. Watch other popular streams, but also watch streams that are around the same size as yours. Get ideas on what to do and also ideas on what not to do. The more streams you can watch, the better your stream's going to be. And the third factor is how often viewers return to your channel. One thing you can do to keep viewers coming back is have a set schedule. If you're consistently streaming at the same time every day, or at least let viewers know when you'll be streaming, they're much more likely to come by your stream. Viewers aren't just going to constantly check if you're streaming or not, and most of them are going to have email alerts turned off. Events can be really helpful too. If you schedule a time, maybe a week or 2 weeks in advance, that you're going to do something really big and exciting, find the thing that your viewers enjoy the most and then make a competition or some kind of event out of it. That can really boost your viewer count up once, and it can usually leak over into the coming days. And just having periodic events will keep your viewer count going up. Giveaways is a hot topic on Twitch. People have a lot of opinions about giveaways. Some people think that streamers that do giveaways are just sellouts and horrible people. People have really strong opinions about them. I think giveaways are fine. People like free stuff, and it's a good way to reward your viewers. And bottom line, you do giveaways, you get more viewers. Now, you don't want your stream to become all about giveaways. That's all the only thing you're doing there. A lot of people don't care about them. But if you have some stuff you can give away, don't break the bank. Don't spend all your money on giveaways. But if you have some stuff to give away, I think it's fine, and I think it's a good way to temporarily increase your viewer count and get some more exposure to your stream. Differentiating yourself from other streams can be really important as well. If you're doing the same thing that everyone else is doing, people are just going to choose the person with the higher viewer count. You have to have something different, something unique about your stream, some reason why viewers will say, okay, I'm going to go to this stream instead of the really popular one. I mean, you do want to get ideas from the other streams, but also have something specific about you as a person, about your stream, some reason why viewers would choose you over another stream. You want to have rules that are firm enough that really weed out the people that are bringing down the community and bolster up everyone else's sense of community. Make sure your mods are on the same page as you and they understand the rules. And then make sure you're giving recognition. A lot of people are going to be helping out in your channel, giving things to the channel, promoting the channel for you. Make sure you're giving those people recognition. We all like to have recognition for things we do. I think it's worth pointing out that people really like to see progress in the stream. Have some kind of progress day to day throughout your stream that'll get viewers coming back to check in to see how well you're doing. If you're playing one game, then your progress through that game could be that thing that viewers like to check back in. However, you see a lot of variety streamers have some kind of challenge set up for themselves. I'm going to beat this whole list of games, or I'm going to try to get the high score on all these games. It's just something that your viewers can come back and check in to see how well you're doing. I find really helps keep viewers coming back. Viewers will also be the first to point out when your stream is becoming more popular or less popular, and that in turn affects your viewer counts. It's this weird phenomenon. Sometimes it works in your benefit and sometimes it does not. If viewers feel that your stream's becoming more popular, they'll watch your stream more. And if viewers feel like your stream is becoming less popular, they'll watch your stream less and sometimes even stop watching your stream. I still don't get it. It took me a while to realize this was going on, but people like to be at the cool party. People want to be a follower of the stream that's doing well, and they don't want to be a follower of the stream that's doing poorly. It's really unfortunate in a lot of situations, but good for you once you get that momentum, and it's just something to be aware of. And the one final thing that I could think of that affects how often your viewers come back, it's completely out of your control, but it's the popularity of the game you're playing or the community you're in. If the game you're playing becomes less popular, then you're likely to start losing viewers. And it's up to you if you want to keep doing that game or switch to another game. Typically, it's really hard once you've built up a following in a certain community to switch to another game or another community. So it's really a choice you have to make at that point, but it's just you're at the mercy of the popularity of the game or games you're playing. And that concludes what I've learned in my first year of streaming. I just tried to pour out all the information that I could muster for you guys. Hopefully it'll help some people who are new to streaming. Hopefully you guys will have a little bit easier time than I did finding this stuff out on my own. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with some of my opinions here. A lot of people had different experiences, and that's totally fine. And I'd love to hear about them in the comments. So let me know what was eye-opening for you or what you think I'm wrong about. I would love to hear everyone's opinions. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit that subscribe button if you did, and I'll have another one for you soon.